Dianthus barbatus, agrowplants.org, also known as Sweet William plant. This hibiscus is perennial evergreen or can also grow as annual plant in a cold climate, used for ornamental for the flowers and also for the leaves. Can grow in variety of climate, can be subtropical, temperate or Mediterranean. Uh, Growing in hardiness zone from 10B to 11 as perennial and as an annual plant in hardiness zone from 3 to 9. Except this, if you would like to grow it, there is a link below, link in the right top side, and if you purchase, this is donation for this channel. Also, don't forget to subscribe, and it's really helped me to continue and create more videos. So leaf color are green to usually green. Leaves shape in elliptic. The flowers can be purple, white, magenta, red, lilac, or pink. Can be also more than one color. And if you choose to grow it, better to choose better more than one color. I find it much more appealing. The flowers with 5 petals with jagged edge. And sometimes the border can be prominent and stronger color, so it make it much more nicer. So how to grow it? So prefer slightly alkaline soil, well drained soil with lightly moist, especially in the blooming season, and put some mulch. It's help for the moist soil. Add fertilizer better in the spring before blooming season, and you can start to grow it by plant seeds or cutting. If you propagate it by cutting, be aware that need to be temperature between 20 to 25 Celsius, it means 68 to 77 Fahrenheit. Also better that the water will be in room temperature, high humidity, better in half shade, and except this possible in the water, and switch the water every few days. Less good in water, I saw better result in the soil. If you put it in the soil, of course, keep the soil moist. Better maybe to add some root growth hormone, and of course greenhouse will be better, and choose the stems that are not gonna bloom. If it's gonna bloom, the chance to get something is less good. It's not must to start by cutting, but it's better. It's not that hard, and it's also not hard to start by seeds. But from cutting you can ensure the cultivars that you get, the color of the flowers, the patterns of the colors, and this is if you care about it, it's a reason to know to do it. Be aware that this plant is toxic for dogs. Recommend planting season will be spring as an annual, as perennial in hardiness zone from 10B to 11 possible all the year, better not in the winter. Planting in a bigger hole, it's this plant prefer rich soil with humus and chopped dead leaves. Put, of course, after this, cover it with some mulch. After you plant it, major pests are gall, rust, mealybugs and aphids. Pruning season, it's autumn to the winter, but for deadheads directly after the flowers die or even before it's gonna die. Pruning will be mostly for design or just dead parts. Height of the plant will be from 20 to 60 centimeters, so it means 8 to 24 inches. And in the right condition, it will be fast growing plant that require average amount to big amount of water. Light condition, full sun, possible to grow it in half shade, and in cold climate will bloom less, and in hot climate will grow well in half shade. Except this, the size of the container. If you want to grow it in a container, so size of the container will be from 5 to 10 liters, so it means 1 until 2 gallons, and require average amount of water. Need to keep the soil moist and let the water flow away. Better not to use bottom for the pot, and if you grow it as perennial, every few years to switch the soil. Prune part of the roots to let rejuvenation of the roots, and also part of the plant. Also be aware that this plant like well ventilated and good drainage for the soil, rich with organic matter, and you can use potting mix or pit soil with perlite or vermiculite. When you grow it as annual, better to use new soil, and in a pot need the fertilizer better twice a year before the blooming and another one in the middle of the blooming season. When grow indoor, be aware that the location need to be at least half shade, and this is a lot of people grow it indoor. It's not recommend, but people do it, so something that you should be aware. Blooming season, uh, it's spring to the autumn, and except this sowing, how to sow Dianthus barbatus, so how to start from seeds. Temperature better to have from 16 to 21 Celsius. It means 61 to 90 Fahrenheit. Moist soil, high humidity. A dry and dark location. This is how to keep the seeds. And planting season will be spring to autumn or autumn. Better to keep the temperature. And also it's possible in the winter, but the temperature is more important. But be aware that after this, the seedling might be a little bit fragile. So if you have really cold winter, it's not really good to do it in the autumn. Spacing will be 15 on 20 centimeter. It means 6 on 8 inches. The dip of the sowing will be 0.5. It means 0.25 inches. And condition for the seed in order to germinate: light, moist, sunlight, and high humidity. Require average amount of water, and it usually germinate between 7 to 14 days. And the condition for the seedlings, it's full sun and moist soil. If you choose to plant it in a smaller spacing, like 2 on 2, and after this you want to transplant, better to do it after at least 4 or 5 leaves just to transplant it. Except this, if you like it, it's not very hard to grow. And if you would like to grow it, of course, be aware that don't forget to cut the flowers when they are gonna die. Then it will reproduce more flowers, and you will have a longer blooming season and more full flower and more full plants with a lot of flowers. That's all from growplants.org. Don't forget to subscribe, visit our website, and of course, if you have any question, just ask. You have here links about more videos, some lists, subscribe, and of course purchase a plant, and this is donation for our channel. I hope you enjoy and come visit us again.